Welcome everybody to episode 86.
86.
Of the You Can't Comp This NBA Trading Card Podcast. We're your host, Adam, Amy, and Russell Gibson.
G'day,
brought
g'day.
to you by the good people at EJ Cards. I'm bringing up their address so I don't get it wrong. Shop 3, 2 to 4 Whitehorse Road in Blackburn.
Yeah.
And yeah, they've got their upcoming trade day. May 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. There'll be you'll be able under supervision. You'll be able to trade your kids.
Yeah.
And then you can trade people.
You might have misread that a little bit, Ad.
And then you can trade people of all ages after one. So if you've got young adults that you have custody of, you can trade them after 1 p.m. So yeah.
They're also got Pokemon mystery packs, NBA and NFL mega box mystery packs, snacks, drinks for everybody. The last trade day was excellent. The vibe was really nice. There was people there. There was definitely trades happening, and so I'm really looking forward to getting down and seeing the new shop because, to be honest, I haven't been down, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
Yes, it's. I'm hoping to get down. So
Flawless. Let's talk flawless, Ad.
Let's talk flawless. There's
what are your initial thoughts? What have you seen?
I'm surprised there's no crazy Shaq triple logo man from the championships, the Lakers, the ones that I've been suggesting on various platforms.
So refresh my memory about the Shaq triple. What were you suggesting for that?
When we were talking about the auction of the LeBron triple logo, I made a few little. Well, surely they could just get a Shaq like 2000, 2001, 2002 kind of jersey. You could get a Kobe.
Yeah, rightio. Yep.
From those years, and make it and make them themed in the same light as the LeBron triple logo man that we all saw in that lovely Netflix series, Golden.
Just to bounce off that a little bit. So and you talked about the Netflix series, which is what actually made me think this. I don't think you could do old school jerseys of that stuff because of how much those jerseys are now selling for.
Yeah, true.
I don't think it would be
financially
might not be viable
to
purchase that, cut it up, and to put it into a card. Do you know what I mean? And also, too, realistically, if you're asking for a triple logo, and you actually need 3 jerseys then too, don't you?
Yes.
So that would be like a ridiculous outlay for one card.
Yes, it would be quite a.
And I'm not big into.
I don't know. Shaq could be the man to talk to.
I'm not big into memorabilia though, right? And I'm always surprised to see what those prices are going for jerseys. Are you into memorabilia?
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to know. I'm actually just trying to think about how many teams Shaq played for, and then I wonder if they could do a logo man when there was just like a leaf, like a booklet, and it was all Shaq's.
So
is it 7?
Orlando, Lakers,
Miami, Cleveland, Phoenix,
correct,
Boston, Was there another one?
I don't think so. There's 6.
Okay, so it's 6.
Yeah,
you get 2 triple logo mans of Shaq.
That'd be cool.
Imagine that. You'd be like it's like I got the 1 of 1 triple logo Shaq, and it's the Lakers, Miami, Orlando one.
Oof.
You go, nah. It's the Cleveland, Phoenix, Boston one. Oh God. Oh, anyway, you're right. With the price of jerseys, it would be interesting to see what it costs at that end and what contracts are in place to acquire jerseys and the like. And that's obviously why we don't get game worn memorabilia these days. Is probably because of the prices.
Yeah. So shout out to Lane Pierce at 130point.com. He put together a summary of Flawless, the cards that are in there, and he also laid out some team lists, so what cards you would expect to get from each team as you're picking them, and that was aggregated by card pawn. So I would speculate the amount of traffic that went to his site the last week or so has been double or triple.
Yeah.
And as a fellow Australian, I cannot be happier for Lane, and I actually reached out to him to congratulate him. I think that's just amazing. I'm actually a little bit like I'm just so happy for the guy, honestly. So Lane, if you are listening, congratulations. He's
Yeah.
previously been on the show. We'd love to have you back on the show. I've got to reach out to him actually and try and
Yep.
talk him into coming back on because the stuff he does is just interesting and it's
Yeah.
intelligent and it's not people screaming, holding cards up, doing breaks. He's actually like a real thoughtful guy and
Agreed.
just speaks
Agreed.
to me. So of the 130-point summary ad, what caught your eye?
Uh,
If you lived in a fantasy world where price was no point, what would you chase out of all this?
I'm not chasing any of the triples. Where are we? I saw it. There are a couple that sort of took my eye, but it was even the pairs don't excite me. Like it'd be nice to get the Curry logo man, like the normal single logo man.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? I guess maybe the Giddy SGA. That's nice, but do you remember when we were talking about? I think we talked about it a while ago with dual autographs. And sometimes there's a second player on there that you don't want the second player there.
You would have been happy just for the single.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of these pairings, like Embiid and Giannis, or the triple, will go Embiid, Jokic, and Giannis. Yep, that was the MVP race for this year. But aside from that, why do I want those three players on a triple logo, man?
Okay.
Like,
Look, I was
like
actually. It's funny you say that because I was actually going to say I think this is a very thoughtful list, and I think Panini's actually
ah,
captured this really nicely. So if you go through the list, Scotty Barnes, Kate
okay,
Cunningham, Evan Mobley, I love that. That's like the three big prospects, and
from that,
actually
yeah,
I
yep,
think they've got that right. Then the next one down is Luca, Steph, LeBron James. So that's like the heavy hitters of the league at the moment. The three big
sure.
boys on the same card. I'm loving that. Then the next one is Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, which were all on the same team, and that was like the team that I fell in love with, and I was fantasizing they were going to be this talented team that
The
was going to just
funniest part about that is
sweep
they're
it, right?
all three of them are on different teams now.
Absolutely. Like when you look back in the mirror, like it's kind of funny. Then the next one is the dunkers. So Zach Levine, Jalen Green, Vince Carter. I love that, like putting the old with the new, like Jalen Green and Vince Carter on the same card,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
fair.
the three big guys on the same card. So Joker,
Mm,
Giannis, Embiid. Look, I actually think, and they're trying to create a narrative, and they've put a bit of thought into this,
yeah.
and you can't say that Panini has always done that. And I wonder if they've actually got people in
Hmm.
decision making seats now who actually understand basketball, understand narratives, and
Yeah.
I like these a lot actually.
Do you know what I would have liked? And this is maybe I'm getting harsh on Kyrie, but if
No,
the KD Harden one
yeah,
had Westbrook in the middle, and it was all from the OKC days.
yeah, that'd
Do
be
you know?
cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it was like an old school triple threat.
yeah.
Or
So
yeah.
I think if money was no object for me and I could choose any card out of this, I think I'd go for the Logoman autograph, the one of one, and I'd get the Fox because just looking
Mm-hmm.
at those cards they've got in the display there, like obviously the Anthony Davis and the Tatum, they look
Yeah.
amazing. The Steph Curry actually has been hit already. So the one of one Steph has already popped out. So
Wow.
congratulations to the person who hit that. And interestingly, when Lane put this list up initially, it actually had LeBron James under one of the autograph sections. So I went
Mm-hmm.
back to find it before we went up the show, but he must have realized that was put in there in error and taken it out. But for a second, I thought maybe they'd convinced LeBron to sign a handful of flawless cards. And I was absolutely frothing over the thought of that, but that has definitely not happened.
No. No.
So the championship tag ones, can I ask you about that? Why on
Mm.
earth is Jalen Green on a championship tag? That to me is nonsense. Honestly, it actually it's almost insulting to me that he's there.
I don't understand it.
Of all the players in the league who are championship players, like
Wait,
Iguodala should be there, not Jalen Green.
I agreed.
Yeah,
I'd like to know if
Greg Brown the third gets a championship tag. Like
I want to see. Well, Powell deserves one. Julius Randle, I'm interested in. What
Usman
what
Garuba,
uniform?
Corey Kispert.
There's some weird names,
That's
and
Josh Christopher. Like he's going to be at best a sort
well,
of a middling rotation player.
I'm just look. I'm even going back to the normal logo man, the logo man autos. Like
Yeah.
some of them are a bit like what?
Who
Okay.
sticks out to you there that shouldn't be on the checklist?
Look, I guess Cam Thomas, Bones
Yeah,
Highland.
well,
I know you want to put some of the younger
yeah, they're
ones in,
rookies,
but
right? Yeah,
yeah,
so that's
yeah,
sort of a nice high end
mm,
sort of speculation card, isn't it?
it is. It's weird though. I just say weird. I think weird's the. Then what have we got? I'm just looking through all the slides, but the subset summary. Jesus, it's a beautiful set though. Also, there's a champion tag and a champion tag auto.
So no redemptions in this. This is all live
Yeah,
product. Everything's
that's
signed
great.
on card. Everything is game worn or game used. This is like the real deal.
Yeah,
And if you are looking to buy a product and put it away for a very long time, this is the product that you buy because you don't have to worry about redemptions being filled or unfilled. Because essentially anything that's now got redemptions in it has a set shelf life
correct.
because Panini has publicly come out and said they're not honoring redemptions once they're past their expiry date. So that to me is
Mhm.
going to be very interesting. So people that were buying cases of 1819 Prism,
Yeah,
there is going to be a sell off of that in the next couple of years. Well, maybe even earlier,
yeah,
because if you're concerned about the redemptions expiring, you don't want to hold it, yada yada. Whereas Flawless, on the
agreed.
other hand, it can sit in your cupboard for 50 years, so long
Mm,
as it's temperature controlled and protected, all the rest of it, and it's
yep.
literally just going to go up in value.
Oh boy.
So look,
I love Flawless as a release, just in general. Like, I'm not being overly critical on the checklist.
no,
I think,
look, it's fine to be critical of it, but I think I just wanted to give it some credit too because I think they've done a good job this year.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was waiting for. I think after the hype that the LeBron triple logo man got, I thought they were going to give something more. Do you know what I mean? I thought they were going to try and take that and launch, but
So do you think that the LeBron triple logo man is better or worse than the Steph LeBron Luca?
the LeBron would be better.
Okay.
I like all three players are great, but if you know what I mean, like I know Luca's a good player, but he's still probably not up with Steph and LeBron. If Luca, I don't know, goes Ben Simmons on us and never takes the court again, then that card devalues quite significantly.
Yeah, sure. So who's a
Whereas
safer bet in that Luca spot then, do you think?
I think you take LeBron and Luca out and make it a Steph Curry triple logo, man.
That would be cool.
Anyway, but
He probably
that's
deserves one too, really, doesn't he?
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's Curry. That's the statement. Yeah, it's Steph Curry.
Yeah.
It's but yeah, I don't know. But each to their own. Like I'm sure Panini's got something planned for their final year.
I can't
Something
wait till the
interesting.
Bill Russell patches come out. I'm just frothing for that.
Mm,
It's going to be great.
yeah,
Alrighty.
flawless as always.
Final thoughts on Flawless, Ed?
That was it. Flawless as always.
All right. So from the ultra high end to the lowest of low end that you can think of, I love this concept of base cards that we get them, we chuck them into piles, and sometimes we don't even look at them and give them, enough. So I put up a base prism card of Magic Johnson, and I love this photograph because for me it just captures the very essence of him. It
Yep.
looks like he's in full flight, running a fast break down the court. You can see he's got his eyes up. He's looking to make that dish. I just think it's a fantastic card. I think that would look
Yep.
absolutely mint in purple wave maybe, or silver. I think the silver would be fantastic. But just
Yep.
overall, it's just a great action shot. So I thought, why don't we put it up to see what other people thought of action shot cards? And I think I should open it up to you first, Ad. What's your
Well,
favorite action shot card?
my favorite action shot card, it'd be funnily enough, it's a Kobe.
I don't believe you.
Don't believe me. No, anyway. There's a few of them, but there's the one early days when he won the dunk championship.
Yeah, and he's doing like
He's
a reverse
yeah.
jam, and he's got the ball between his legs, almost
Yep.
like, or sort of
Yep.
down. Yeah, that's a sick one.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's just like yeah.
that's iconic.
It's a statement piece, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and then obviously there's the
and he's got
LeBron
that mini
tribute.
afro, sort of like
That's
that's
the
pulled back a bit. Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. I love that one. Yeah,
And it's yeah.
yeah.
And then obviously there's the LeBron tribute to Kobe, which is
That, that is
obviously
an
nice.
excellent card.
Once again, same vein, but
Yep.
yeah, that's me. We've got a few responses from
Yeah,
the followers. Shall I kick it off?
absolutely.
Martin Holmes, long-time listener, always been a fan of D Wade.
Yeah.
Select. That's actually a really nice layup action shot.
It's a good piece, but
Dwayne Wade.
the one that comes to my mind is that classic
Mm.
LeBron threw that lob, and he's like, no, Wade threw the lob,
Wade through the lob.
and LeBron's putting it down. That was
Yeah,
that's almost something you could have in your man cave up in a frame sort of thing. That's an awesome photo.
Agreed.
Chris Quirk, thank you, Chris, for contributing. It's a Patty Mills layup. It's just a great card. You're right, mate. Yeah, beautiful one.
That's just it actually is a nice action shot. Who have we got next? Don McFarlane, Scotty Barnes.
About to throw the hammer down.
About to throw it down, and you can just see, it's funny because you can see his action and you can see the rest of the court.
Yeah.
So, like you just see they've given up the chase.
Yeah.
It's that's nice. Nice one there. Very good.
Paul Whitaker with the Steph Curry origins. It looks like he's driving to the basket, maybe going to be throwing up a layup. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Very different. It's funny, people, because obviously Steph Curry is synonymous with launching from great distance, but he is good in and around the basket with his laying up. He is just sort of...
So, follow on with that
sneaky.
with Andrew's card. What do you think about that?
All right, now that's out of character.
Which is...
Steph Curry kaboom, yeah.
It's really interesting, isn't it? So the thing you think about with Steph is that perfect shooting form and technique. But
it's not very easy to capture, is it, in an action shot, I guess?
But the two cards that's put up, one is driving, the other one is him reverse dunking.
Yeah.
Or do you think that people like those cards because it's not what you automatically think about Steph?
So, all right, I'll pose it in a different way. Steph Curry downtown, because that's an action shot of him shooting, yeah?
Yeah.
Or the kaboom. From downtown or the kaboom. For me, I would prefer the downtown.
Yeah, ditto.
Because that sums him up, right? Yeah. Interesting, though. It's an interesting action shot.
Brendan Sharp, of course, he contributed. Paul George, there's no ifs, buts, or maybes with this one. And he's doing a reverse dunk. Again, looks like a breakaway. That looks like an OKC uniform.
It is. Adams on the bench, on the sideline.
In a Clippers card, though, so...
It's a Clippers card, so it would have been after he played in OKC. Because that's an OKC home game. All the orange.
Yeah.
In the crowd. Wonder what he's thinking. Because he's looking at the ring. Is it like a double clutch and he's like, I'm not going to make this?
I'm pretty sure he's going to double clutch it and put it through. I could never jump that high, Ad, so I couldn't even imagine what he's thinking at that moment.
Yeah. But it's interesting because you can see him in thought.
For us mere mortals, we can only imagine.
That's it. I could only do it on NBA Jam. Funnily enough, Brendan's contributed another card. We've got an Indiana Paul George. Now, what does he do? Is he trying to...
So that's an old school one. So that's, I would say, that's when Hibbert is playing there. So what's that? At least 8 years old, right?
That's yeah. Is that LeBron?
I'm
no,
almost certain that's LeBron versus Paul George in that series. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a really good action shot.
That's a nice action shot, yeah.
In the thick of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Joe Fu, the world-renowned Shaq collector.
Shaq Fu.
Has put up the obvious action shot for Shaq where he's just trying to rip down the ring. It looks like
not
Penny
only
Hardaway.
Just an action shot, not only an action shot. Shout out to your timeless moments.
Yeah. Yeah, timeless moment. That's a beautiful one.
I know. Let's get that bronze and put it outside. Oh, wait. They already did that.
Yeah. Alrighty. Last one, Ad.
And the last one, the Jambalaya, LeBron. Actually, as much as I didn't like the Space Jam movie, that is a beautiful LeBron, about to drop the big tomahawk.
So that's also a bit of a flex what he's done here too, because this is not a card that's publicly available. So
true.
We should probably reach out to him and find out how he obtained that, because that's probably got a nice little story behind it.
Some stories. I reckon Joe's got a lot of nice stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say I met Joe down at one of the EJ's trade nights. He,
Okay.
yeah, be nice to have a chat and exchange some hobby stories.
Yeah.
Maybe get him on for an old chinwag.
Great. So the other thing from socials this week that we wanted to just close the loop on was Andrew Hampton's story. So we touched base on this a few weeks ago,
Oh, yep.
and he was basically asking, what do you do when somebody's bidding up your card and they've got zero feedback? What can you do to protect yourself?
Mm.
So actually, we're about 3 or 4 weeks down the track from that. So we did get an answer from Andrew, and basically the transaction all went well.
Oh, good.
What can you do to protect yourself, though? You can limit your account so that people of a particular feedback number can't interact with your account, so
Yes.
bid off you. That's something that I
Yep.
personally do because it was something that was actually done to me in my very early eBay days. This seller wouldn't sell to me until I had 5
Mm.
transactions. So he actually said to me, go and buy 5 things and come back.
Oh, wow.
So I found that sort of a good
Wow.
lesson to learn. Was it a little bit harsh?
Yeah.
Maybe, but at the same time,
Possible.
yeah.
Possible, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Alrighty, let's pay our respects to the New York Knicks ad.
Yes, it's long overdue.
Absolutely overdue, and frankly, we need to apologise to Knicks fans because this year we've barely spoke about them, and they got to the final 8. We have
They
to give them
did.
some respect. Yeah,
They did. And look, it was a rampaging Miami Heat that did away with them.
yeah.
And yeah, I think we got to see why the Knicks paid Brunson so much money.
Let's start with Rick Brunson. I think he's the obvious one to start with, and the equation of Rick Brunson for me has changed absolutely dramatically because there was a
Jalen
point
Brunson.
where
Is it Rick Brunson? Jalen Brunson. Is it? Jalen Brunson.
I think I'm getting confused with his dad, right?
Yes, probably.
Don't worry, I'm just 20 years in the past.
It's not a bad place to be. But he stepped up.
So a couple of months ago, the equation was you're holding Jalen Brunson sell.
Yeah.
Whereas now, let's have that conversation again. Is he now a hold? Is he actually a buy? Do you see him keep trending up over the next 2 years? His play was excellent.
It's interesting.
He played amazing basketball.
Well, he's the number one guy on the Knicks, right?
You could argue he was the best player on the court at sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like he goes between the first and the second best player on the team, right? And this is where I'm like, is he commanding top dog
I'll go
prices?
further than that. I would say he was the best player on the team, and at some points, he was the best player on the floor, honestly.
Agreed.
I thought his play was just sublime.
Yeah. Yep.
So PSA 10 silver last sold for 162. If you look at his sales trend for the last 3 months, he's up and down like a yo-yo. So depending where you get on or get off the train here, you could easily swing between $92 and $198. That's how much he's swung basically in that time. So yeah, definitely sort of be careful of, where you're getting on and off there. But
yeah,
like for me now, the question is, I don't think he's a sell anymore. If you got his cards sitting in boxes, should you now send them off to PSA? The population count here isn't high. It's 296.
It's certainly interesting. It's yeah, I don't know. I think it might be worth pulling the trigger on.
As a buy or a sell?
If you've got them, I think now's a good time to maybe offload.
Okay.
I worry with the Knicks, and yeah, we haven't given credit to them, but there's historic reasons why they have a tendency of letting their fans down.
So I can't believe I'm about to do this, but I'm actually going to defend the Knicks. I think the last 4 years they've been incredibly adult-like and responsible the way they've managed their basketball department. They've held on to
I will agree.
They've held on to their draft picks. They've actually obtained future assets. I believe in the next 4 years they've got 7 first-round picks.
Yeah.
They've been winning while at the same time fostering young talent. Manuel Quickley, Jericho Sims, Quentin Grimes, if you want to go down to that. I think the Brunson signing was just incredibly shrewd. And they frankly played and preyed on that Dallas team that actually now becoming known for not paying to keep their own free agents. And did they actually take advantage of that situation?
Yeah.
And
And maybe they did actually.
I'm not a Julius Randle fan, but he's become a very reliable and, dare I say it, solid NBA player. Look, I think the ceiling is probably there for Randle. I think this is it. So if we look at his card prices at the moment,
Mm.
I'm going to say
Oh look,
don't
there's
pay a
not.
penny over what he's currently selling at. And I'm saying that in a kind way. I'm not saying like that to, criticize him, but I don't think that, there's much
I was
there
gonna
with him.
say, Randall's one of my side PCs.
Yeah, well, why don't you lead this conversation then? Because you've probably got a
Um,
bit more insight into it than me.
Look, I think even hobby wise, because of his inconsistency, he unfortunately doesn't get the spike as far as a lot of other players do. And he is from that Giannis. Is he the same year as Giannis or is the year after? But
He's
it's a while.
2014.
Yeah, so his 2014 draft. It's he's been in the league for long enough now. He's almost been in the league for 10 years.
Yeah, you're not expecting massive movement from this dude now.
So the potential window has closed.
Absolutely.
And he's definitely in veteran status.
Yeah, he is what he
So
is now, and that's kind of it. If anything, you might see a bit of regression because he
yeah,
does very much play under the rim. He is a big dude, and I
yeah,
probably would expect him to lose a step over the next couple of years. Look,
yeah,
so his base PSA 10 last sold for $57. I think that's very reasonable for a player of that stature. Population count's 196. That's totally fine. Interestingly, Card Ladder puts it overvalued at 10%. So by that measure, you should be paying 52 for it, something like that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
okay with that too. That's fine. Yeah.
yeah.
Look, I wouldn't be jumping on this hoping it's going to triple because I think that's optimistic to the point of maybe absurdity. But
Yeah.
again, you do have to give some credit to these guys, and I think that's a fine purchase. If you wanted to go out and put that into your PC, I think that $50 is
That's
definitely
completely reasonable.
totally fine. So, do you
Yeah.
want to play the speculation game for the Knicks?
The speculation game for the Knicks.
Who would you be speculating on that roster?
Hang on, let's bring this roster up.
So the
You
ones
can
that
see how much Knicks basketball I watch.
I thought you would have watched a little bit, considering your boys on there.
I watch a little bit, but
Yeah,
it's I jump in and out, so
yeah,
it's not enough to really. I'd still be checking in with. I suppose is the right word with Obi Toppin, but after seeing the playoffs, maybe not.
yeah. I've actually lost a
That's who
bit
I
of
was.
faith on
Yeah,
him.
it's interesting and bigger players. I guess it's hard. I don't know. What about? I mean, I'm off. I'm off. I can tell you who I'm off. I'm off Barrett, and I'm back on Josh Hart a little
Why are
bit.
you off Barrett?
I feel like he's got a lower ceiling than initially reported than initially thought.
All right, I think we have to price check this guy just for the fact that he was one of
He
their
was
main
a yeah
their main prospects. So his PSA 10 still last sold for $66.
yep
I'm fine with that.
yeah
If you went out and bought 10 of those and sat on them, I'm totally fine
it's
with that.
fine
Yeah.
yeah
I don't think we need to talk about that too much longer, but at the same time,
mm,
I don't think he's not a hard worker. I think he's got the right attitude, and I don't think you can rule out him taking another step or even two steps.
that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think
Yep,
there is some potential there. I think you also can't discount the New York market, what it means to be drafted by the Knicks. I actually believe in
true
that.
yeah.
I think that gives you a couple
I
of
think
extra bucks. Yeah.
yep
So,
yep.
who else are you looking at on this roster?
Josh Hart
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about Josh Hart.
because
So,
I think he's actually really matured as a player.
yeah. So he was a late season pickup for them. I don't even know what they paid for him, but it would have been
It
absolute
was
peanuts. Yeah.
Yeah, it was wasn't a deal with Portland or some nonsense at the trade deadline. Like it was, yeah. Anyway, but not a
We,
bad pickup. Card ladder values it at 50. Last sold price was 50 for a silver PSA 10.
so
That's
if you
probably
look at
paying overs actually.
if you look at the last 3 months, that's gone up and down from $6.50 up to 50. So if you picked it up at $6.50, I think that's an excellent purchase. If you paid 50 for that, I would rather put that towards a RJ Barrett
If you
because
paid 38.40, you're probably in the middle and doing all right.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's probably okay. Yeah. look, if you like this kid, if you collect him, that's totally fine. If you're looking to flip it, I don't see where the flip is with this guy. I don't think there's enough there for him.
Mm.
I
But I think
also,
he might have found a home in New York.
yeah, definitely, and that his play suits Thibodeau like down to the absolute dirt. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that he played in their rotation.
Yeah.
So speculation wise, I like Emmanuel Quickly. I think that's the one for me to really keep an eye on, just for the fact that.
Yeah.
So Derrick Rose is probably leaving there. So that to me means there's going to be more minutes.
Yeah.
And I can also, if he increases his play enough, I could see them being played at the same time in the backcourt, him and Brunson. I don't think that's outrageous to speculate on that.
Okay.
The interesting thing about Quickly's cards is there's nothing here that's going for an absolute bargain basement. So I think you would have to be a little bit careful of what you're buying and also opportunistic, or B, you just have to just wait it out and wait for a bargain to fall in your lap. So, for example, a couple of bargains that I found: a silver raw for $4 US and a ruby wave for $1. So, I think if you're speculating, you're looking for cards to pick up.
Yeah.
On the other hand, his autographs, so a Crown Royale rookie patch autograph. So that would be a napkin patch essentially, but an on card autograph that sold for 37 USD. So that's around the sort of $50 mark.
Mm.
You know, that for me is probably a little bit over what I'd want to be speculating on him at the moment. But at the same time,
Yeah.
if he does make it, that's a very, very good purchase. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
The next one I want to talk about is Jericho Sims. And this is going to be very self indulgent, but I actually picked up a National Treasures to 75 of him just in the
Nice.
last couple of weeks. It
Very
was an
nice.
absolute impulse purchase, but the price was which I thought was so reasonable. I just
Yep.
couldn't go past it. I was like, I'm buying this
Yep.
card. So
That's it. It's done.
I've dipped my toe into the pool with this guy, so now I'm going to be watching his progress to see how he's going. So that's probably the other one that I'm watching for him.
Yep.
So look, Knicks fans, congratulations. You had a fantastic season. That's our little gift to you, I suppose. So, and we
Yes, and
apologize.
apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies. Like sincerest apologies for not giving the
Yeah.
Knicks the kudos they deserve. They did. They made the Eastern Conference semifinals, for crying
Yeah.
out loud.
Yeah,
So
that's right. We have to give them some credit. All right, Austin Reaves. This is the next one we have to talk about. The kid has just been absolutely killing it out there. I'm a believer. Where do you sit?
I'm sad. So I watched Alex Caruso go to Chicago and get paid the money that the Lakers didn't pay him. And I feel like the Lakers want to pay Reeves, but they can't afford the amount he's going to command. It's amazing how you just get these little sort of really hardworking players that just sort of come out of nowhere and
He's
make a name for themselves. Yeah.
hardworking, athletic, and also a skill. So he's essentially a very good pro, and he's
Yep.
young.
Yep.
So he's going to be highly coveted.
Yep.
See, my funny thing is that I think he's going to stay at the Lakers.
You reckon he'll stay?
That's my gut feeling. I don't see
I'd
any
love him to
real.
stay. I would love him to stay.
Like, why would he go? Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's probably 50 million reasons why, but at the
He
same time,
actually said he said that the NBA is a card is a money, it's a business.
yeah,
He goes, money talks. He
yeah,
goes, this is my job. It's a business.
sure,
So obviously if it's a reasonable, it's like it's changing jobs, right? Or getting headhunted. If you can stay in your current job for whatever money you've got, it's like how much more money takes you away from that job,
yeah,
right? Are you happy where you are? If you're happy, it takes more money to bring you away, but there is a price.
yeah,
And I think the Lakers, because of the way everything is structured, is relatively hamstrung with what they can afford to
yeah,
pay,
right here.
and what
Okay,
they
look, I'm almost going to admit defeat on that as soon as you've explained that to me. But
I think they would like to keep him. I just
yeah,
don't think they can afford to keep him.
all right. I'll give you a couple of comps here, and then I'll let you say whether you buy, hold, or sell it at that price.
Okay.
Austin Reeves Prism rookie card green variant 25 USD.
I'd sell at that price.
Cracked ice red $45.
Is that numbered?
Unnumbered.
Sell at that price.
Blue cracked ice numbered to 125 400 USD.
What the hell?
It's
He
wild,
is
man.
him.
It's
He
wild.
is him. Wow. I sell.
Yeah. So this
I
is the
think he's
one.
good. This is the thing, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to say he's a role player. He's not the star of the team. He's getting. It's a Jordan Poole thing again.
Yeah, it's a low end Jordan Poole.
That's all.
So this is the one that I like. I like this set, and I like the numbering of this. So this is Spectra. It's the Interstellar
Mm-hmm.
variant, numbered to 49, sold for
Yep.
65 USD, 19 bits.
Cha-ching.
So I think that's like a legit. That's kind of like in the middle between
Yeah.
that crazy
Yep.
price we just listed and then an unnumbered card. So
Yep.
buy, hold, or sell that one, fella.
I'd buy at that
Yeah,
price. Yeah.
I don't mind
Yeah.
that either.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the
Like
last
it
one,
ticks my box. It ticks boxes as far as
yeah, Panini Black, 3-color patch, RPA, numbered to 15, sticker autograph, 430 US dollars.
Why did you say sticker autograph?
I mean, I have to describe the card accurately.
Yeah, that's fair. You can just trim the sticker off.
We could, I mean, we learned about trimming the last couple of
we,
weeks.
we could
Better
we
send
could
it off
find
for
out if you
trimming.
can
Yeah,
get rid of the sticker. You can blend out the sticker.
just press it into the card. Yeah.
Press it so it's on card. Oh, that'd be great. The fact that it's a sticker makes me a bit. So I'd probably sell at that price. I don't like rose-colored glasses with someone that's performing well. It's sort of recency bias.
So the general theme I'm getting for you at the moment is most of these are sell. So I think what we should be saying to people who are listening is check your boxes. You might have Austin Reaves rookie
Austin
cards
Reeves stuff, yeah.
sitting there that you don't even realize. This, to me, this is like the classic guy. This is like, for me, Rick Brunson 2.0.
Yeah, so I'm seeing a
These
silver
people
prism for like
had Rick
18
Brunson.
US. That was like that's that silver prism for 18 US. That's fine. That's a
Yeah,
buy.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But there's what color was that? Pink. Damn it! If that was a purple a purple wave. You know what I'm looking for.
The color match. You love a good color match.
Give me that color match.
Final thoughts on Reaves, mate?
I really hope he doesn't go. I'd love to see him stay with the Lakers. Kid's got skill, hard worker, and great teammate.
Yeah. So let's hold that thought on the 450 RPA and let's talk about Jamal Murray now. So we've actually spoken about him a couple of times in the last year and a bit. And my general feeling was I was shocked how well his prices held together, despite the fact he was incredibly injured and he went through the rise and the fall that, everyone experienced. So his PSA 10 last sold for $415.
Yep.
And I think the performance that he's been exhibiting is now demonstrating why his prices have held. And I think the collectors who have held tight will be just sitting there at the moment feeling very happy with themselves and almost saying, I told you so. This is why his prices have held so well, Russell. So I'll admit when I'm wrong, and I think I was definitely wrong about this. I was struggling a lot, why this guy held so tight, but he's been playing amazing basketball and
back-to-back 37-point games against the Lakers to pretty much seal their fate. When the Lakers had Jokic under control, Murray has stepped up and just dominated.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, isn't it? And if I'm going to defend myself here and my take on Jamal Murray is that I've always said he's been a fantastic pairing with Joker.
Yeah.
And that pairing works so well because even if the Joker's not having a great game, he can step up and fill the void. It just makes so much sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, look, Murray is... I
so
don't know. I feel like Denver is so close to a championship right now because of this pairing.
Yeah.
Like, Joker couldn't do it alone last year. I think the fact that Murray is healthy is the reason that Denver are about to win a championship.
Well, Michael Porter Jr. is healthy too. Aaron Gordon looks pretty healthy. I feel like he's carrying some niggle. It's a very healthy roster, and they've made some very
deep.
Yeah, they've made some very good choices on roster placement. Look, I was very surprised when they got rid of Bones Highland, but now they've got KCP playing those minutes. They've got Bruce Brown playing insane basketball. Like, that guy is just
And
And
KCP was a key piece in the Lakers bubble run.
he's a pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great 3-and-D guy. And that's what you need. You need those defensive stoppers.
Yeah.
Great teammate again. But Jamal Murray, I tell you what, like,
Yeah. So
wow.
let's just keep talking about the Murray card just a little bit more, right? So we just talked about
Yeah.
Austin Reaves for 450 on that RPA, which I think personally
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't dip my toe into that, but the person who buy it, congratulations, I'm happy for you. Or you could buy a Jamal Murray PSA 10 silver, which I think has got a much higher ceiling. Population count's 187. So this is pre 1819, 1920
Crazy
insane
town.
pop counts.
Yeah.
He's going to be a championship player, I think, at least in the next 3 years. If they don't win a championship in the next 3 years, I'm going to be shocked.
I think they're winning it in the next few months anyway.
It's not out of the question, is it?
Yeah.
And they've been together. That team's been together for a really long time. It feels like now.
Yeah.
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 Oh, look, I like
Yeah.
this a lot.
Yeah. Murray is
I like this a lot. Yeah. Interestingly, the card ladder value is 415, which is exactly what it last sold for. I'm surprised about that. I thought they would have bumped it up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. There are things that contribute to those stats though, as far as the quality of the grade. So maybe it's just a consistency thing. Maybe it is in line with the market. But there's a little bit of movement on Murray recently, and I think after the last 2 games, he's about to hit another spike. To be
Yeah.
frank.
So the last 3 months, he's up 22%. If you look at the last 2 years, this is actually a really interesting graph. So his high price was 1,000, and his
Yep.
low price was 219. So I think
Yeah.
the guys that picked him up for 219, that is a very, very shrewd.
Good purchase.
That's got you've got your finger on the pulse. You're like checking out the market. You're picking things up at the right time. That is you got to give people
Yeah.
their kudos for that. Final thoughts, Ad?
Yeah. Rip the Lakers. Murray and Jokic are about to become the new dynamic duo.
The Western Conference champs.
Yeah.
Look, can I just point out something? Have you noticed how I haven't I've been very careful with my words about saying who is going to win and celebrating before you win? Because it's not impossible the Lakers are going to
You
come back, right?
realize that no team in NBA history has come back from being 0-3 down in the playoffs. 0 and 120 something is the record.
Well, it means we're just getting that
0-2
much.
down was 56-6, but
That means we're just getting closer and closer to it happening, right? The
yeah,
probability
exactly.
says.
LeBron's going to break history. Did you see the what was it? The script, the leaked script.
I love those league scripts. They're awesome.
Oh god. Oh god. I like how people put the effort in to actually
Photoshop this stuff out. Yeah.
to
They've probably got a
make
template
these
now. They just like
documents.
sit there and like, great, I've got the header. I've got
The
the
bandwagon
font.
applications.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for your support. We're eternally grateful that you would tune in and give us one click. So,
Yep, really appreciate it. Thanks for listening, week in, week out for a lot of you. Yeah, really appreciate it.
and we'll catch you
catch you next week.
next week. That's right. We'll be here.
See you guys.
Bye bye.